I'm Dana, and yesterday I had my big day out in Halifax that I get to have every couple of months, and it was great. It was a really, really lovely day. I have the same thing happen most times that I have a really nice time out, or just a really nice time in general, and nothing triggers anything for me. Like, if I get home and have one of my weird little meltdown, shutdown things because it's been, as positive as it might have been, it's been overwhelming, I don't experience this the next day. When I get home and have the times that I have, I think it's adrenaline shakes, to be honest with you. I don't know. Sometimes I get home from things, or after I've had a really nice time and I'm returned to a safe space. I had to close my door because my dryer's on and Otis wants to come in. But yeah, if I've had some sort of other big reaction to the thing already, I don't experience this. But when it's just been a nice time and I haven't had anything triggered, I haven't come home and had a meltdown, a shutdown, my little adrenaline shaky shiver moment, when none of that's happened. And I haven't seen anyone talk about this, so forgive me if there is a different term that's the right term to use, but I feel like I'm on a come down. Not that I've ever done any sort of drugs because they're illegal, but if I had done some sort of party pill drug and the next day this is how it feels, you know, if you were to do that, not that you should because it's illegal, but I feel like I'm on a drug come down. I feel like I did Molly last night and I'm feeling it today. All of my positive thinking, any degree of happiness, any degree of motivation, all of it is gone. I don't have a nice thought in my head. It's a struggle to form a coherent fucking sentence. I definitely just pronounced that word wrong, even though I usually don't. I have nothing. It took me forever to get out of bed this morning. It feels like having a hangover mixed with a come down. It literally feels like a drug-induced come down. Not that I know how that feels. It genuinely feels as though all of my positive, happy endorphins or whatever else are triggered in the brain, all of the chemicals that are used to make happiness, they all got used yesterday. I don't have anything left, and it feels very fucking unfair. I had a day out in the countryside doing no drugs and breathing in fresh air, and the next day I'm I don't want to be here, you know? I feel so shitty. I feel so fucking crap. I have my normal anxiety sits right here, and it sits between my heart and my vocal cords kind of thing, and that's where it makes me stop talking and stuff. And when it's this what I can only describe as a fucking come down, because that's what it feels like, my anxiety sits right down in my stomach and makes me feel really nauseous, and I feel so on edge, and I'm waiting for something horrible to happen, even though I literally have nothing coming up. There's no reason for me to be anxious. And I feel if I hadn't had a really nice day yesterday, if I'd just done my normal routine and had a normal time, I wouldn't be feeling like this today. I really don't feel like I would. And now that I've said that, that's part of where these videos are really useful to me, because I'm I think maybe some of it is just it's a break in my routine. I don't like it when my routine changes. That automatically just makes me feel very on edge. And I think some of this is definitely that. And I think that's the other thing with a lot of autistic issues that I face. It feels there's such a huge conglomerative of lots of different things coming together. And I also realise now that I'm talking about it, it's the kind of thing where I really need to find accommodations and ways to emotionally regulate myself after events, after that's the thing as well. An event is a dentist appointment or a doctor's appointment or going to the fucking grocery store sometimes, you know, it doesn't have to be a big event for it to be a big event for me. And there's a point to which I've sort of just accepted that part of being autistic for me is that there's gonna be some sort of downside to every upside. You know, if it's not a meltdown, it's a shutdown. If it's not a shutdown, it's adrenaline shakes and sitting there just shivering for hours. If it's not that, it's this. And I feel there must be some way to accommodate myself, to be able to regulate myself and all of that, to not have every positive be followed by a negative, you know? Because it feels sometimes I'm bargaining with myself almost, and I have to really consider if I'm actually going to enjoy something and actually have a fun time, or if I actually even have the energy to deal with not only the thing I need to do when it's appointments and stuff, but the energy to deal with that and then deal with however I am afterwards as well, because I don't know how it's ever gonna go or which one it's gonna be. And I genuinely, sorry, he was like wiggling his ass in a really weird way, but I genuinely like don't know what I was gonna say. I got really distracted by my cat. And that's the thing, I feel like if nothing, like if I do a really bad job of explaining it, I feel like you will at least see what's happening here, because I can't stay on one fucking train of thought, because it just ends, like it just trails off. Like, I have no mental energy, and it's really frustrating and really weird. It makes me feel like I don't know what the fuck I should do, because I don't feel like I'm making a good video right now. You know, like this isn't a video that I'm going to post and get I'm proud of that content. It's a video that I'm going to post and be like, at least I haven't fucked up my fucking schedule of it all, you know? And like, as always, I hope it's helpful to someone out there. And quite frankly, I hope this one's helpful for fucking me, and other people are going to be like, oh yes, I feel the same. I also do these things, and I do this, this and this. And like, one of my big things is trying to be kind to myself, and it's through trying to be kind to myself and thinking of myself as a friend and being like, if I had a friend that like, came over to my house and was like, I've just been out to this big event and I need help regulating my emotions, what would I do for them? I'd run them a bath, I'd make them a cuppa. I don't have the energy to have a fucking bath. I'm gonna find it. I absolutely am gonna have a bath today, because like I had my big walk yesterday and my body is fucked. You're gonna have a video soon about my physical health, because like, I'm scared, but that's not what this is about. But like the energy that it takes to look after myself and try to regulate myself and try to accommodate myself, I don't have it when I'm in those positions, you know? And a lot of it isn't stuff that I can set up for myself beforehand. Like I've worked into my routine a lot of things that is setting myself up for stuff. Like a big part of my routine is making my bed and making my room nice, so I always have a safe space to return to that isn't, like, I know for a lot of people this is very cluttered, but for me, because it's like my fandom stuff is in the fandom space and the posters are in the poster space, and like everything's where it's meant to be. So as much as like I do have a lot of stuff, it's not cluttered and crowded for me, and that's a big accommodation to myself that I can prepare in advance. And like, I went out and bought myself nice bath stuff. That's the best that I can do to prepare for that kind of thing. I can't, like I keep my bathroom as clean as I can, but I also always clean my bath like directly before I get in it, you know? Like, even if I had a bath the night before, I'm going to clean my bath before I get in it. I don't have the energy to stand there and bend over and scrub up my fucking bath. I don't have the energy to stand and like just putter around like I do for like an hour while my bath fucking fills. Why does it take so long for baths to fill? You know, like I can't fill that for myself before I go. It's gonna be cold. Like I can't prepare that in advance. Like, to be fair, I do always find the energy to make myself a cuppa. I love having cuppas. I will always find the energy for that. But it's a very minimal bit of self-care, you know, having a cup of tea. Like, sure, like I've bought myself nice flavoured ones. I really focus on it and like have the warmth, and like it does make me feel better, but it's an extremely minimal thing that isn't actually doing all that much for me, you know. It's very phoning Samaritans or whatever as a 14-year-old and being told to have a bath and a cup of tea. I'm like, yeah, they're both things that help, but they're not fixing it, they're not solving it, and I need something else. I need something more, you know. And I also like made sure that my safe clothes and the things that I really enjoy wearing and the things that make me feel like all cozy and safe, or like I keep putting my shoulders up and like generally moving so I have emotions for the video, and oh my fucking god, it hurts. And similarly, I feel like I'm feeling it a bit more after this trip, because the last trip I spoke to two people. I spoke to my friend, and that like I spoke to the person I ordered my breakfast off, and I spoke to the person I bought a cup of tea off. That was it last time. And this time I just had quite like significantly more like just the general day-to-day social situations that no one else seems bothered by. You know, like I went into one of the shops in the Peace Hall and bought something. I had to talk to the person to get like the pay for the admission at Shibden Hall. At one point I couldn't figure out how the fuck to get out, so I had to ask the man. Like, I went to get the bus, and the kids at the bus stop after like waiting for like 15 minutes, like, oh, there isn't a bus coming, so I had to talk to these children. Like, it was just, I had to get on the bus, and I had to like, that panics me. I mentioned that in the vlog, you'll have to watch to see what happened. But like, it was just so many more social situations, and I understand that they're like everyday situations that everybody else just deals with, but they're kind of fucking a lot for me, to be honest with you. And especially after last time, I just didn't expect to be speaking to that many people. And sure, they were very brief, normal, like casual things, but they still, it's a lot for me, you know? And I wasn't prepared for it, because last time had been like, as much as I was like in a new place and around people, it just, I didn't speak to very many people, you know? There was much less social interaction, and I had to talk to a farmer to get through a gate this time. I got like, and like I say, all of it was nice, but it just feels like a fucking lot for me. And that's the thing, is like, part of me is like, I know that it shouldn't feel like a lot, because they are just normal everyday things that everyone has. Like, that's literally just what happens when you leave the house. But I usually avoid them so fucking well, and they just feel like such a big thing for me. And I get that that's because I'm autistic, but it just doesn't feel like it should be that way, and it really annoys me. And I think that's kind of what I meant when I said before that every like autistic reaction for me kind of feels like it's a conglomerate of like so many different things, because it's whatever the fuck I said it was for due to back then, as well as like, it's definitely because I also had more social interaction, I had to speak to people and ask questions. It made me really fucking anxious, and I wish I didn't get anxious about such minimal, normal, everyday things, but I do, because I literally don't know how to react as well. I don't have natural reactions. I wasn't expecting them, so I hadn't scripted it. I just fucking hate it. And that's the thing with having like the no positivity left. I don't want to be kind to myself today. I don't feel like I can be kind towards myself. I'm just like, I'm the most annoying little bitch in the world. And no one needs to tell me that I am, because I'm annoyed by myself, okay? Yeah, I'd normally say something here to like pull everything together and round it up, but I'm leaving it there. I literally don't remember like half of what I've said to be able to pull it in together to be like, yeah, and that, like, here's the roundup of my thoughts. I don't have it. I can't do it. 90% of my thoughts trail off at the end and are just like, I haven't got it, I'm sorry. So I'm just ending it here. You can like and subscribe if you want to. That's your choice, you can. You can also find me over on TikTok, Instagram, or Blue Sky if you wanted to. I've made a single post on Blue Sky and then deleted the app, so we'll see when I get back to that. And you can also find me over on Ko-fi or Patreon if you wanted to. That's everything. Whoever you are, wherever you are, if you're having a lovely morning, evening, day, afternoon, month, year, and I will see you again in a couple of days.